welcome back to the channel. In today's video, this is a series that I'm going to be having a 5-minute coaching session, okay? It's not going to be a long video. It's going to be real quick, 5-minute coaching session. So we're going to talk about limiting beliefs and living outside of your box, living outside of the box that you keep yourself in. What do you believe about yourself? What are the things that you believe about yourself, the negative things that you believe? And you may not even think that they are negative, but it's just things that were embedded in your mind from when you were a kid, okay? From past relationships with toxic partners. You know, what is it that you believe about yourself? How do you speak to yourself? Okay, where does your self-worth and your self-esteem scale? Where is that at? Okay, and that speaks to the limits that we place on ourselves. Essentially, those experiences from the past relationships, you know, experiences as a kid, as an adolescent, even young adult, all of that speaks to, you know, the limits that we place on ourselves, you know, from our family members, our parents, teachers, anyone that was close to us. You may have had a parent that spoke down to you. You may have had a teacher, you know, that spoke down to you and said that you weren't ever going to be anything. You know what I mean? And children, in a situation like that, children really need to be affirmed. And those things that we hear as children really stick with us throughout our lives. You know, I have 2 little ones that I always try to affirm them when they do something and they're so happy. You know, always tell them that they do a good job, give them a high five. Children need that. And when we don't get that, you know, we tend to think that we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we're not doing a good job, and then we set limits on ourselves. Affirmations are a real confidence booster. So when we don't get affirmations, we don't get positive reinforcement, it affects us. You know, those thoughts show up in all areas of our lives. And so how do we get over the limiting beliefs? First, you would identify what actually are your limiting beliefs. What are the stories that you're telling yourself? So what are you constantly telling yourself about yourself over and over again? And where did they originate? That's number 1. Number 2 is, where did they originate from? You know, you need to identify what it is, where did they originate from, okay? And thirdly, where do they show up in your life now as an adult, as you're trying to do this work? You know what I mean? As you're trying to do this inner work, where are they showing up? Is it showing up in your job? Is it showing up in your relationship with your partner, relationship with your kids, with your family, with yourself? As maybe you might have an endeavor that you're working on and you keep telling yourself that you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. When is that showing up? When are your limits? When are, you know, the limits that you set on yourself? Where is that showing up in what area in your life? And when they do show up, number 4, when they do show up, replace that limiting belief with a positive affirmation, okay? 5, change your mindset, okay? Change your mindset. Work on changing your mindset. It's not a switch. It's not an on-off switch. It takes time. It takes work. So try to work on the growth versus the limited mindset and think, why not me? Why can't I be successful? Why can't I be as successful as my friend who's an entrepreneur and making $1 million a year or hundreds of $1,000s a year? Try to work on the growth mindset and think big. You know what I'm saying? And say, why not me? Why should I put myself in this box? Everyone else isn't putting themselves in a box. Why am I putting myself in a box? Ask yourself that question and think about that. Try new things, in that way, and challenge yourself. And set small goals for yourself, okay? And I know that a lot of times we want to set these big, humongous goals, and I'm all for that. But if you're trying to ease into changing your mindset, the best way to do it is to set the small goals. Set the small goals first and reach those little goals first. And then as you're moving, as you're progressing forward, then set larger goals for yourself. You know what I mean? Because once you see that the smaller goals are attainable, then you can celebrate yourself and then you can set bigger goals. And you're more than likely going to follow through, and you're more than likely going to reach them because you reached the smaller goals that you thought that you would never reach. So it's all up here. It's all up here. It's all about, again, changing your mindset from limited to growth. Why not you? Yes, of course you. Yes, you can do it. The more and more that you start reaching those goals and seeing the progress in being more affirmative in yourself and replacing the limiting beliefs with positive reinforcement for yourself and positive affirmations, you will operate more from a conscious mind and less from a subconscious mind, because the limiting beliefs are coming from your subconscious. It's like autopilot. That's the subconscious. That's your autopilot. Like, you don't even think about it because it's just, doop. Oh yeah, I can't do that. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. No, you have to be conscious. When that limiting belief pops up, you're like, wait, stop. Replace that thought with a positive thought, with a positive affirmation, and then proceed. It has to be conscious. And the more that you operate from your conscious mind allows you to be present in the moment when the limiting belief shows up. And you can, like I said, stop and replace with a positive thought or a positive action. Okay? So I'm going to end the video there. I know it was longer than 5 minutes, but hey, next time it'll be shorter. But yeah, thank you for joining. Hey, go join my Facebook group, Martine Felton, Coaching and Healing. Go on over to my website, martinefelton.com, and sign up for my email list. Please, pretty please. And listen out for new podcast episodes. My podcast is Martine's Musings Podcast on Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spreaker, and Spotify. So again, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know that you like this video, okay? And let me know what topics you would like to see in the future, and I will do my best to provide those for you. So thank you for watching again. Subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share it. That's the thing too. That's another thing. Feel free to share. All right? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.